inafa. Erobog na matin. Eyonaka. Erobog na matin. Abiro kikomando. Kiritala jumi niko na mado. Wenye vipindi na musonge kando. Esima tu sama boso chopo. Chololo, chololo. Nobody can party like we do. Omoke girumba kokwara we blues. Kinena kalingi kipani ya sim. Meditation yaka bed ni soya design bololo. Anebo che bololo. So please no. Okadwa jo machendo oh bololo. Anebo che bololo. So please no. Okadwa jo machendo oh. Mi hadara physicians akunidanganya hadi najishuku sana. Zimelipu zimenichanganya napenda vitu si ufanya.
Miadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana. Zimelimbu Maximus
Ognamatin.
Hey, and na
Kodong,
yeah.
Kodong.
DNB, Nico DND.
Mutoto ya Pamela.
I'll be right back. Tell him I'll be woo. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Pog Namatin. That is Okello Max alongside Phenomenal Woman. Yes, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike, and I officially welcome you as we cruise together all the way till 10 in the a.m. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are at Power Radio. We are on X. We are on YouTube. We are on Instagram as well as Facebook. And guess what? Incidentally, we are also streaming live on all of those platforms. So you do want to stick around. Go head out there and watch us and be on the loop of what exactly is happening around the country, around the world, because we love you guys like that. Right now, it's a pretty chilly morning in Nairobi today. I'm just looking over my window. It's quite gloomy this morning, and I'm quite confused. I'm like, what is the rain doing in January? Like, we are used to the sun scorching our brains out, our bones out, but hey, today I guess we're just gonna have to stick around and see what exactly is happening. So yes, just allow me to take you through the traffic updates. Because mi nimeshafika kazini. With the rain going on, it's a whole situation. So I understand exactly what might be the situation on your route. Now let's start off with the high and mighty Thika Road. Mambo ni bumper to bumper huku. I can see that vitu zimeshikana all the way from Survey down towards Muthaiga intersection hapo hivyo Pangani. The same situation going on as well along Limuru Road. Kumeshikana bumper to bumper from Village Market all the way down towards Pangani as well. Vitu zimeshikana kabisa. Kiambu Road is not different, especially today I can see from my time travel assistant here, that we are on 3 lanes towards town. Ooh, my God. I've never understood what the connection between rain and traffic is in this country. Maybe people come out with all their cars. I don't know. I'm yet to figure that out. But yes, kutoka DCI all the way down towards Karura Forest, I can see that mambo ni bumper to bumper. Wanyoike looking very, very busy this morning as well as you head from Kangemi. Also down towards ABC Place. Mambo imeshikana pia ukienda pale hivyo Westlands. Yes, down towards University Way. Things are looking quite hectic for you guys this morning. Let's head out to, where is this? Lower Kabete Road. Lower Kabete Road kumeshikana pia bumper to bumper from Zen Garden all the way down towards Westlands pia. Ninaona mambo yameshikana kule. Ngong Road is also looking quite busy this morning as you go towards where is this? Prestige Plaza. Things are looking quite busy on your end as well. Raila Odinga Road, nothing to complain about on that area. You guys are A-okay. Langata Road, Kamakawa, from the southern bypass pale if you're around Uhuru Gardens down towards Dam Estate, Wilson Airport. That place is looking absolutely like a mayhem this morning. I can also see that Mombasa Road is looking quite busy, especially as you go from the Cabanas area, then Capital Center right into Bellevue. Things are think on your end. Kikambala Road, the same situation is happening. Now, in case of any accidents or incidents that you would like to report on, hit us up. The hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive. Remember, you can hit us up on all our social media platforms. We are at Power Radio. Yes, verified. You will see a blue tick. Those are the ones. We are the people. We are the people, right? Let's get into a short musical break. When we come back, I get to inform you on what has been going on in and around our country and, of course, overseas, globally. Keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Demo
Karasina misa, yeah, in my hand, in my hand, in my hand, in my hand, yeah, in my hand,
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Got the beautiful Miss V on them vocals. Calligraph Jones in the place. Rabbit. Teamwork. Let's get it.
From outer space, out of this world, we come in peace, tell your master all. We are taking over this place right now. But bring your crew, you can let them know. We in town, they should dress up for the show. We are bringing down this town tonight, oh. In an African party, we stomp our feet on the ground. We raise our hands in the air and say, hey, hey, hey. Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu.
Imagine, hivyo ndo muingianga kwa klabu au jasikia tunakula life na adabu na masela sela. Wana hela hela umenijazika hiu mase hela hela ni jui basi tela tela ni king kaka king of Zamunda. Tuko ndani na tumedunga kaka clothing wabado mtumba. Mina manager tuko tight anajua mini spend thrift. Meza drinks nimezipanga kama Tetris.
In an African party, we stomp our feet on the ground. We raise our hands in the air and say, hey, hey, hey. Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu.
Boo, check it, yow. I go like boom, 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 boom. Mikono kwa hewa nikifika tu kwa boom, 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 boom. As I be rolling when I be the cruise, so boom, boom. Get out the way. I'm feeling like money today. I'm here to pour it up all over the club. I'm willing to pay, so that's how I plan to go and tap it. Hey y'all, feed what up, let's make it happen. I'm here to get it cracking. Shorties are telling me that I'm attractive, cause they be feeling the swag, I'm classic. Call me Papa Jones, and that's it. That's it, that's it, that's it. I'm on.
Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Luka, leo hatulali jo. Dunda, asubuhi mpaka kesho jo. Washanare mademu na machali tu. Usijali hali mikono juu. Luka, oh.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Mighty fingers.
Jazz.
I make mountains out of molehills, and it can be quite the scene. Think about how far I've come and my life looking greater than it's ever been. If I could eat my pie in the sky, it would be just my thing. Sipping on my champagne and my life looking greater than it's ever been. My life looking greater than it's ever been. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? You must be Africa's son. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. You must be an African. I don't know about my haters, but they should know about me. Keep me humble, though, God. My life looking greater than it's ever been. I overflow flavor. My pockets are full of greed. Even on my worst day, my life looking greater than it's ever been. Woo! My life looking greater than it's ever been. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? You must be Africa's son. How did you rise so fast, so high, and not melt your wings in the sun? They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. They say you must be an African. They say you must be Africa's son. You must be an African. You jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back. If you jealous, don't hold me back. Jealous, don't hold me, no, no, no. If you're jealous, don't hold me back. I'm saying, please don't jealous me. Please don't jealous me. I'm singing, please don't jealous me. Please don't jealous me. I'm singing, please don't jealous me. Jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me, jealous, don't hold me back.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Alrighty, that is Mr. Tetu Dhishani with Africa's Sun, and I'm so disappointed that I do not have the African Sun to show you guys out, because it's Nairobi weather is giving London and I don't like it. But anyway, we have to do what we have to do. My name is Wanyoike. I'm your host. This is the Power Morning Drive Show on Power Radio, where you tune in and power up. And guess what? My guest is already in studio. And I'm so excited. The last time you saw him here, must have been last year.
Yeah.
And it's so good to have you. Mr. Jared Oyie is in the building, guys. Now, we have new audience members. Now, maybe hawakujui, hawakufahamu. Kindly introduce yourself. Let the people know what exactly you are all about. And then we get into our day's news roundup.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
I'm so happy to be back.
This is home.
Where we
This
give
is home.
our unfiltered thoughts.
Yeah.
We give it the way it is. And I think this is the safest space to give our views.
Right.
First and foremost, before I give my introduction, I'm wishing Son of the Soil.
Yes.
Kelan Henry Anuro, happy birthday.
Oh, who is
Kelan
Henry
Anuro.
Kelan Henry Anuro. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
Nice.
guy starting 3.
Okay.
It's
Amazing.
a big boy now.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I am Jared Oyie. I am a young activist in the space and also a politician in making. I am born and raised from Kayambo, Kanyamwako Seve, in the Homa Bay County. And currently I'm in Nairobi.
Yes.
I work closely with 2 organizations.
Yes.
First, I work with the ODM party, where I'm a very active youth in the Youth League. And we have been advancing, pushing,
Yes.
and defending the party position. Despite maybe some point, maybe there are those who may be having other thoughts about the party. But no, as from within, we know the party position and our party as identity. This is a pro-people party, a pro-mass party.
Yeah.
I'm also working closely with a movement that is Front for Economic Freedom,
Yeah.
where I'm the General Secretary. Front for Economic Freedom is Marxism-Leninism organization based and withdraws a lot of aspiration from Fanon School of Thought.
Love Fanon. Franz Fanon.
Fanon, yeah.
If you claim to be a Pan-Africanist like we, the two of us, do, you better put yourself onto some Franz Fanon books. He's an incredible thinker.
Yeah, sure.
Very, very incredible Pan-Africanist thought leader as well.
Yeah, so that is fair where we are withdrawing our aspiration, our ideologies. And we also a leftist organization.
Ooh, leftist.
Yeah.
We will talk more about that.
Yeah. And revolutionary. We are not reactionary. But again, we are trying to bring the youths together. Can we discuss about economic revolution of our country?
Amazing.
Can we talk about economic liberation of our country? Total liberation. And there's one quote from... also for Kwame Nkrumah that inspires me so much that he says and teaches us that political freedom without economic freedom is meaningless. So I think we in Kenya, we attained political freedom, though it was partial, and the economic freedom has never been attained. So
that's right.
At some point we feel like maybe our political freedom is also meaningless. So we're going to enlarge deep into this.
Yes,
this discussion
for
today.
sure. Yes, then thank you so much. Thank you so much for returning on Power Radio. And as you've heard, he's here both on the political end and also with his engagement as a Secretary General for Forum for Economic Freedom.
Front for Economic Freedom.
FEF, yes.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon. Front for Economic Freedom. And so we shall be delving into matters, economic freedom and transformation, especially for young people later on the program. But for now, speaking of economic transformation, Kenya and India are not new to entering into agreements that foster their economic relations in terms of trade, investment. And so let's listen in to a story that was done yesterday by KTN about the celebration that was looking at the being made of a republic by India. And then, of course, the High Commission of India was able to share some insight about the agreement that Kenya and India have gotten into as per their trade, investment, healthcare partnership is concerned. Let's listen in.
India has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening the historically robust ties with Kenya and charting new paths of collaboration in key sectors such as healthcare and agriculture. The pledge was made by Ms. Namgye Kampa, the Indian High Commissioner to Kenya, during the celebrations of India's 76th Republic Day held in Nairobi. The event, observed annually, marks a significant milestone in India's history. It is a national holiday commemorating the adoption of its institution and the transition to a republic on January 26, 1950.
We're really committed to building on our historically strong ties with Kenya and take it in new directions in this contemporary period, realize its full potential in areas like trade and investment, in people-to-people ties, tourism linkages, in cooperation in various development arenas, be it agriculture or healthcare, and in building on the friendship that we have developed over centuries. A big part of that friendship is also because of the kind of intermingling we've had across the Indian Ocean, and the Indian origin community in Kenya have played an important contribution, played an important role in that process, and we ourselves value that, and we are committed to building on those linkages.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Alrighty, right now that is the High Commissioner of India to Kenya, and she was explaining how Kenya and India have, come together, and India's proposition, or rather India's commitment towards seeing to it that they strengthen and foster their economic, I would call them economic and bilateral relations, in terms of, she's been able to mention key industries like agriculture. We have trade and investments. We also have healthcare. And I just want to give you a quick data about, India and what this portends, right? So India's GDP as it stands, we are at 3.55 trillion USD versus Kenya's GDP. We are at 107.4 billion. So that's the GDP that we are looking at. And then in terms of, if we want to talk about what especially when it comes to trade, India's imports to Kenya, India's imports from Kenya include tools, cutlery. We also have mineral fuels, oils, and distillation products. We have cereals, ceramic products, and such. And then when you look at Kenya's imports from India, we have optical, phototechnical, and medical apparatus, textile articles. We have sets and worn clothing. We also have man-made staple fibers, iron and steel, among many others. Now, Mr. Jared, we are here to talk about, you clearly are in the economic front, the front of economic freedom. And so when you hear a country like India and Kenya coming together, and this would also tell our audience that it's not the first time that India and Kenya is coming into bilateral terms. 1981, India and Kenya were able to sign an agreement of trade. And so looking at where we are at and all those GDPs that have, how they compare, what do you make of this agreement?
First, and I think I'm doubting if it is healthy agreement, because from what the highlight that you have just given on what we import from India.
Yes.
Oh no, what we export first.
Yes.
We are exporting mineral. We export oil.
We are importing.
Importing?
Yes, we are importing mineral fuels, oils, distillation products. We are also, and ceramics and all those things.
Fuels and minerals that we're importing.
Yeah.
We here back in the country, in Kenya. I think just the other day we saw the CS Joho on the ceremony where I was displaying the illegal mining.
Yes.
In some warehouse.
Yes.
So we are importing, yet we, the people of Kenya in our country at home, we have a masked mineral in our land. So these are some of the imminent questions that we need to ask ourselves and our generation.
Yes.
In as much that we're going to import from India, what about our minerals back here at home?
Yes.
And again, we are importing. This mineral, in a number of cases, we have, there's something that we know, we have the Makalda gold mine,
yes.
we have the let me say a good example of the Makalda in Nyatik and Migori, that we export gold.
Yes.
So we import this gold in the country. These are fine products from India. But as when we are going to import, we are exporting raw materials. So you see, the market value from India is higher because they're giving us their fine product.
Exactly.
But here at home, we are exporting the raw materials.
Yes.
And again, as in as that we are going to import from India, as it's quoted there.
Yes.
What about our minerals here at home? And again, with this bilateral relationship and signing that was done on the minerals and fuel,
yes,
we also remember clearly that we had a fuel belt or reserve in Turkana up to date. we have never known where that fuel goes. Is it still being extracted? Is it still being mined? And
Nobody knows.
Where is it being taken?
I heard the Canadians came and they took over. I don't know. Allegedly.
And I think this is one of the areas that we were to touch on minings and
natural resources. Yes.
That we have as a nation
Yes.
that are untapped, and most of them are privatized.
Right.
And they're privatized illegally without the consent of the masses of the Kenyan people.
That's right.
I'll tell you that those who are living in those areas have never been empowered. They have never felt the importance of these resources in their land. So they don't enjoy anything. And this is something I think that will raise eyebrows to any concerned Kenya. In the aspect that we're going to import minerals and fuels from India. But we have ours here at home. Where do we take them? So I'm pretty sure this was government to government.
Yes.
But here at home in Kenya, in minerals and our fuels, reserves and natural resources, they are being done by the private companies.
Right.
And they have never benefited the young, not the young, but the people of
the
Kenya.
people, the citizens themselves.
The citizens.
Yeah.
Now on the import now.
Yes.
On the import.
Yes.
We're also importing warm clothes from India.
Worn
clothes.
Yes.
Worn clothes. What is worn clothes?
One see Mutumba.
Mutumba.
Yeah,
Mutumba.
The whole industrial complex of Mutumba, which has also been very embattled,
Exactly.
Very, very embattled. So anyway, guys, just as Mr. Jared is saying here, these agreements are usually really government to government. We never get to feel the impact, huku chini kwa watu wa Kenya. Like now, yesterday, I saw a report that inflation has dropped from 6.9% to 2 I think. I don't know. I'll look at the figures. And I was wondering, what do you mean inflation has dropped? Yet Kenyans are feeling the brunt of this economy and, high cost of living, But anyway, this is a discussion that we will talk about more when we come back. But let's move on swiftly because I can see we do not have a lot of time.
No, I wanted to touch something on it.
You want to touch something on it? Yes, you can do it.
On Mutumba and the population of India and the population of Kenya. On the Mutumba, because when you say you want clothes, most Kenyans will not relate with it. Say it Mutumba, and it's very easy.
Yes.
Mutumba, I think at some point we had Kikomi. Today we don't grow cotton in this country. We don't have any textile running industry. So we import. Yet we have the capacity.
We have the
to
capacity
produce.
For sure.
We have the capacity to enable Kenyans to kununua Kenya na kuvaa Kenya. So this is unfortunate for us. So it is killing. Now we'll discuss this later.
We will discuss.
And then on the population of India and so on and their GDP.
Yes.
So I think that's also where they beat us. And it's also a concern to us when we export our labor outside there. Young people in the Middle East is also a threat.
It is a
to
threat
our population
to our own.
as well. Because those who reproduce and those who have the energy to work in the economic sector are the people who are being exported. So even our population is threatened, and this gives India a upper chance. So I'm pretty sure on the agreement, the agreement that we were having, someone was a bigger brother, another guy was a smaller brother in that agreement.
We will talk about negotiation. It's a matter of negotiations and whatnot. But moving on now, on the cover page of the Standard newspaper, I can see that we have two coinciding images, and the big title there is "Not Our State House." The first photo showing an after photo of what State House has been revamped or rather renovated into, and the second photo showing us the before. And people say that the new design of the house on the hill, which strips away its colonial heritage for a modern flat roof look, has fueled criticism, with Kenyans raising concerns about erasing historical identity. Let's listen into that story, my producer. And then we get back into discussing it further.
Now, tonight, we begin in
is grounded on.
Let's now talk about the State House in Nairobi, which has received a major facelift, changes which caught the attention of many Kenyans during Guinea-Bissau's President Umaro Sissoco Embalo's state visit on Saturday. The colonial outlook of the century-old building has been replaced by a flat roof with a fresh paint job, giving it a modern and elegant look. Now, although the refurbishment, which had been allocated over 250 million shillings in the current budget, is not the first one. Previous presidents also renovated the building, but not to this extent. Ken Gashuhi has more.
Guinea-Bissau's President Umaro Sissoco Embalo's state visit gave Kenyans a rare chance to view the new-look State House in Nairobi, the changes stealing the show from the guests, especially on social media. Since last year, the Nairobi State House has been undergoing renovation with a budget allocation of 250 million shillings in the current financial year, with a projected total cost of 1.7 billion shillings at the end of 3 financial years. Among the notable changes on the outside is the removal of red tiles colonial roofing that has been replaced with a white flat roof, giving the State House a modern and elegant look. However, a section of Kenyans on social media were bemused by the major changes, some insisting that the general structure of the State House should be preserved for posterity as a historical monument which has stood for the last 118 years. State House renovations are not new, as those who came before President Ruto also spent millions of shillings in renovating the same building. Under President Uhuru Kenyatta, the government spent 57 million shillings in renovating Nairobi State House, 42 million shillings on Mombasa State House, and 35 million shillings on Nakuru State House in 2022. His predecessor, the late President Mwai Kibaki, in 2009, spent 239 million shillings in renovation of state houses in Nairobi, Mombasa, and Sagana. It is not just the State House. The official residence of the Deputy President in Karen, Nairobi, which is about 12 years old, is set to be renovated at a cost of 50 million shillings in the next financial year, despite receiving a major facelift under former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua at a cost of over 660 million shillings, which was widely discussed during his impeachment. This expenditure leaving Kenyans with questions on whether they are a necessity at a time the country's economy is still struggling. Ken Gashuhi, KTN.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Right, that story is courtesy of KTN News Bulletin. Now, you've had it, 250 million Kenyan shillings to do what? To scrape off a supposed colonial outlook of a state house. And I wonder whether a new look means a new way of doing things from State House, perhaps new hopes. I don't know.
Anne, it is unfortunate. No, we don't know what the government of the day prioritize.
Oh my
What
days.
is in their top priority on their budget?
Yeah.
First, no, this also sends alarm to us. Like, why would the president spend all that amount of money? How long is
On
he
the
planning?
national budget.
On national budget. How long is he planning to stay in that state house? Which interest does he have? Does he have interest beyond 10 years?
I think it's a legacy project. I think it's one of those things for legacy. Like, okay, they will get to say that during my time, I was able to do something as grandiose as changing the outlook of State House.
And let me ponder into this. When maybe the president felt like he was trying to do away with the colonial outlook of the State House. The colonial outlooks of things outside here are everywhere.
They are everywhere.
From the streets.
Colonial systems.
Everything. So even the system where he's sitting on is colonial one. So outlook of the State House, to me, is very petty. These are things...
It's cosmetic.
Yeah. The state... And the State House, let me say the president, because we also had the deputy president office being renovated on the same.
Yes.
The one in Karen?
With her 660 million Kenya shillings from taxpayers' money. From taxpayers' money.
And now this leaves us with what is the top priority for this government? It is all about themselves, not the people of Kenya.
Yes.
And we all know how the payslip looks like. And all this goes to them. You are talking about inflation at some point.
Yes.
And we are not feeling it in the economy. I don't know where they're feeling it themselves.
Not the people.
So the nation, I think, on my end, the presidency and the executive, before we touch on the legislature and the judiciary, where we also have a lot of
drama. Oh my God, yes.
The country is standing on a very wrong direction. The leadership of the nation is it's not pro people. It's not for the people of Kenya. It's not about the political elite. It's all about the individuals who are there. We all know that our country is a capitalistic state by virtue of those who are here before.
That's
so
right.
it is all about me and us here, not them. So remember when the president was on the campaign, it was us against them.
Yes.
It was the us against them.
It's always us versus them.
So it is us versus them, even today. So,
which is very colonial.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So facelifting the State House was not to be top priority. The president ought to prioritize the things that are attached the lives of Kenyans daily.
Yes, the 99%. Yes,
99%.
Shifsha. We've not even figured that out.
We have the funding model. We have the industrialization failing. Everybody's closing down to Tanzania and other nations around.
It's a problem.
So we don't know what the president's priority is.
Yeah.
Or the legacy you want to leave behind. You want to leave behind a legacy of a poorer Kenyan nation. Or what is his legacy? You want to leave behind a country on high loan, unpaid, or what is he leaving behind? You want to leave a country behind on no industrialization, all industries and companies closing down. You want to leave a country behind of high unemployed youth in the youth bracket in the country.
Yeah.
What does he want to leave? He want to leave a country behind on a legacy on a failed education. What does he want to leave behind? Does he want to leave behind a country on a legacy on a failed health system, a sick health system? What does he want to leave behind? Because again, if you even check the labor, you want to leave a country behind on the labor that is being exported out of the country. What does he want to leave behind the country?
Wow.
So to me, this was a petty, lavish move that he wanted for himself. So it is the same thing that we are trying to check. I don't talk about Ibrahim Traore. But the thing is, you will see them on the high vehicles, on the top of the high vehicles, while our companies, our industries, our agriculture sector is shutting down as a nation. Yes. And that's why you see the younger people are always on media, on Twitter, on TikTok. Because these people are jobless. They're educated, but they are jobless. And again, we can't be creating jobs. So like there at the State House, how many job opportunities? How will that impact the taxpayers pay or the livelihood of a common Kenyan? They are back in Kanyamua, Kayamboko Sewe. How will that affect that sugarcane farmer? That's the tough question that we're asking ourselves.
Exactly.
You failed completely on the infrastructure and everything. And then you bring a petty thing that we are facelifting the State House.
Facelifting the State House, you should be facelifting the state. Renovation, the renovation we want is the renovation of systems. Can our systems work? Do we have policies that work for the 99%? Because all these things are done for the 1% that is high and mighty and within their means. And speaking of things that are in utterly, complete shambles. The KDF lunch subsidy has been scraped off. Now, let's listen into a story by Citizen TV that was done yesterday night, and then we come back and discuss this. It's quite disenchanting.
Now, tonight, we begin with a disquiet that has rocked the Kenya Defense Forces, the KDF, over the Ministry of Defense's decision to terminate the lunch subsidy program for the disciplined forces beginning on the 1st of July this year. Now, in a memo seen by Citizen Television and signed by Major General Mohammed Nur Hassan, the changes to the pay-as-you-eat, they call it PAYE plan, has been necessitated by the inefficiencies and ineffectiveness of the subsidy program. Let's begin our broadcast with our very own Emmanuel Toe.
In the new directive, which has reportedly caused anxiety among the officers of the disciplined forces in the country, has directed the abolishment of the Exchequer-funded lunch subsidy program by the end of the current financial year and usher in the new pay-as-you-eat system by the 1st of July 2025. A letter signed by Major General Mohammed Nur Hassan on the 17th of this month showed that a committee established to go through the merits and demerits of the subsidy program presented the recommendations to the Service Commanders Committee meeting, which brings together the Kenya Army, Kenya Air Force and the Kenya Navy Service Commanders, held on the 29th of October 2024, recommending that, quote, the transition from the existing Exchequer-funded lunch program to the pay-as-you-eat, pay payee system necessitated by the inefficiencies and ineffectiveness of the former system. The memo further directing service commanders to prepare cost-effective cashless payment systems, including M-Pesa pay bill numbers, to pay for the soldiers' meals. The communique stating, quote, the system is to be deployed no later than March 31st, 2025 to facilitate meal bookings and payments, ensuring accountability and efficiency. Note that the payee system is scheduled to be operational on July 1st, 2025. End of quote. The new directive reportedly causing jitters among officers, a majority who are junior in the service, who will now have to dig deeper into their pockets to protect the country. However, the ministry has defended the plan, which seeks to save about 2 to 3 billion shillings per financial year, saying, quote, the decision to transition from the exchequer-funded lunch program for service members to pay-as-you-eat payee has been necessitated by the need to streamline budgetary allocation, efficiency in use of government resources, facilitating access to a variety of meals that suit individual preferences, and alignment to best military practices both regionally and internationally. The ministry adding that the exchequer feeding system has proved non-cost effective. It does not offer flexibility of time, neither does it provide the convenience of a feeding place, and further negates Kenya Defence Forces service members a variety of meals to suit different individual preferences. Consequently, the system is faulted for loss of working hours due to long queues and duplication of ration scales when service members are assigned duties to different camps.
Right. That is a story by Citizen TV about the scrapping of the KDF lunch subsidy that is supposed to take effect as of July this year. Now, let me read a couple of statements here. The Major General Mohammed Nur Hassan, the Deputy Army Commander, had this to say about it when asked why they are considering scrapping off the subsidy. That reference A directed the transition from the existing exchequer-funded lunch program to the pay-as-you-eat payee system necessitated by the inefficiencies and ineffectiveness of the former system. And then the Ministry of Defense also had this to say, and I quote, the decision to transition from exchequer-funded lunch program for service members to payee has been necessitated by the need to streamline budgetary allocations, efficiency in use of government resources. This is amid first of all, we just sent 217 soldiers to Haiti the other day that are going to be able to do whatever it is that they are deployed to do in that Caribbean nation. And clearly we've not figured out how to take care of our own defense forces. That does not sit well with you, I suppose.
Sure. No, to me, I think this is one of the top hypocrisy that we are seeing from the state. First, it's so unfortunate. Like, how do you pay as you eat from our disciplined forces?
Seriously.
These are people who have been putting their lives in the forefront to protect our borders and our country from external attacks. And it's so unfortunate again that they are being humiliated. To me, I feel it's like humiliation among their peers in East Africa and Africa at large. Yeah. Like you are being charged. Yeah. Or, you're being charged for eating. So in other times, maybe we'll ask ourselves, do we have enough food for them, or is it that the economy is doing bad? And the economy is doing bad again. How can the economy do bad and we're renovating status with 250 meters? Million, and 1.7 meter for the deputy president office. For sure. Again, on the same breath, taking our soldiers to Haiti, I think just the other day, we asked ourselves, we have been having insurgencies in the country from the pastoralist areas? Yes. And then our country is internal protection or internal peace is also at threat. And then you take away our soldiers, our police. In fact, they have the police. Yes. And it also leaves us with a bigger question as well in Caribbean country that is Haiti. Haiti is not an enemy. Haiti, we don't have any trade tie with them. We know that the Western imperialists wanted a black face to play in front for them to capture Haiti or to destabilize Haiti. And
they were successful at that.
They are successful at that.
Yeah.
And Kenya played into the gallery. We know that our president at some point we say is the king or the key imperialist puppet today, not only in East Africa but I think at Africa at large. And this at some point have started bad with other African states on his puppetry reactionary step that he has been taking. Charging our soldiers or
For
paying
lunch.
as you eat lunch to me it is humiliating.
Yeah.
It is degrading and painting our disciplined forces bad among our peers in the region and in the continent. And maybe this as well can also send to them a red signal that as a nation we're not doing well. No, with their commissaries that maybe they have been getting at some point, or other countries in the countries disciplined forces do get. Maybe at some point they feel that they have that veto protection that they may not feel what is happening with the masses. But I think this as well now open for them a window to feel what we the people of Kenya feels. Because today I'm pretty sure if you check the payslip, it is almost 50-50. Government takes 50, back in a 50. That 50 again, you go to the shop, everything is on high-end prices. So I think it is a red signal to our soldiers to know and to feel that things are not pretty well with our country, with our economy. And before they became soldiers, before they joined the disciplined forces, they are Kenyan citizens.
Wow.
But I think these are some of the things, to me, I'll say it is very progressive, reactionary step that the state have taken.
Yeah.
They need and they should reverse it. And if possible, maybe they even need to apologize to our disciplinary forces for such act of demonizing them.
Wow. Well, that point, thank you so much for that. That leads us to the end of our international, local, and so somehow international news roundup. And this at this particular juncture, we will take a quick musical break. And when we come back, we get into our day's discussion. Today, we shall be giving a sharp focus onto the economic transformation and economic freedom of the Kenyan youth. And who else to have this discussion better? Who else? Who better to have this conversation with other than, first of all, he's a young Kenyan, and then he's a Secretary General of the Front. I keep saying Forum. Front for Economic Freedom. That is FEF or FEF, and we shall be delving much deeper into what FEF is all about as we get into understanding how we can create a country that is more youth-friendly when it comes to economic transformation. So that is a conversation that you do not want to miss. So if you have any questions for our guest today in studio, kindly let us know and let us reach out to us. We are at Pawa Radio across Facebook, Instagram. We're also on X, and you can also find us on our YouTube channel, and incidentally, we are streaming across all those platforms live. So kindly let us know, and then we will get into that discussion. For now, let's take a quick breather. We'll be right back. Keep it Pawa Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Pawa Radio.
Africa meet and greet, sweeping ladies off their feet. Bongo Kongo na lingi yo, naingiza shilingi siringi. Oh oh yeah, wanataka more. Nashika mic na wakabako, always tighter than before. Nafanya loco international, locomotion kila nation. Woko moko loko washa moto moto kasambusa, nakavusa kama riga. Kugonga na ye, anakaa fiti mina bonga na ye, akileta noma mina bonda ye ye. Afrika, Kenya, Kongo na ye, shika jamu koma na ye, kini genge mobimba bolinga na ye. Kuna kapari ye, swaga mekubali kuna party ye, kala kasupa ndo kakari ye, kana ka chicken da kakari ye, kaikari ye. Minjo mgenge wawadi, so soft to super skia didi. Ladies wanna go with me but buga missing naga time. This one's so delicious. Me for the Christmas sangu tuni mos. Shika ganji na kufloss. Africa mobimba, mokili mobimba, Kenya Kongo mobimba. Commotion kwenye flow, do you flash a king of flow? Ladies, this how we go. Alekita, mata, kita, mata, boss in a mata. It's a mini, I'm getting out of daily boss na kula mata.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Alrighty, welcome back. That is Mobimba by Punet, alongside the beautiful queen hailing from the DRC, Congo, Alicios, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike. I'm your host, and I am still in studio with my guest, Mr. Jared Oyie. He is the Secretary General of Front for Economic Forum, and today, as promised, we are going to be discussing all things economic transformation and freedom for Kenyan youth. Right? So let's get into it. For somebody who does not know what FEF or FEF is all about, kindly let us know. And is it a movement, and is it an organization, and how can people plug in, if at all there is an opportunity for that?
Yes, and thank you very much. First, it is Front for Economic Freedom. The Front for Economic Freedom comes with the can youth have a common front? Can youth have a common front to chart on our economic liberation?
Yes.
Can youth be able to have a common, solidified, collected voice on our economic liberation? As we started, I think I quoted that of Dr. Oswego for Kwame Nkrumah. But again, leave me also talk about Sankara.
Yes.
When Sankara tells us that
yes.
the person who feeds you controls you. So until we take charge of our resources, until we take charge of our economy, the center of production, is when we will be free with the youths to make independent, informed decisions. Because at the point that the politician, the political elite, and business moguls come into the picture,
yes,
to give us handout, to give us petty cash,
yes,
and to control us. At the end of the day, they will have to control what we think, the decisions we make, the clothes we put on, and even the political steps that we may take.
Right.
So for us to get it off from being controlled completely from not only the political elite, but I'll say the few people. The few people, like I don't remember who said this, that in Kenya or in this country we have 10,000 rich elites with over 1 million people who are in abject poverty. So this is one of the things that motivates we, the young people of this country, to have a common front. And this organization is a leftist, anti-capitalist, and anti-imperialist movement, anchored deeply on the grassroots and student front.
What does all those big words that you've used mean? For context, to our audience? Yes.
Imperialism. Imperialists, like when the colonizers left, they didn't leave completely. They still control us, both politically, economically, and some point even socially. The imperialism, let me maybe just put it in a
layman's terms.
In layman's terms,
yeah.
The Kenyan people are still under the yoke of our colonizers, but under new terms or under new rules or under new subject. Let's say the queen is no longer here, but we have a president who reports to the queen, the king. King Charles. Maybe the king is not here, but we have a president who the other day was at Oval House, at the White House in the US. So where do they take their orders? They don't make independent decisions on how to govern and rule our country. So that is imperialism at some point.
Right.
Capitalism. Capitalism, in a layman's language, is me for myself.
Yes.
African by nature, Kenyan by extension, was a socialist. We are socialist.
Yes.
Africans. Mkiwa nyumbani mnazaenda kwa jirani muombe chumvi. Hapa Nairobi huwezi enda kwa mjirani kumwomba maji ya kunywa. That is capitalism.
Yes.
It is all for me.
Yes.
But socialism is all for ourselves.
Right.
We have enough to feed ourselves. We have abundance that we can have. Everybody can be fulfilled. Everybody can have his or her portion. But with capitalism, I'll give a good example with our founding president, Kenyatta. When he came into power, he amassed large tracts of land for himself. That's a good play for capitalism. While the is subject, let me another, not a bad example, but the World War II soldiers and the Mau Mau lieutenants were never rewarded. Even they were given small pieces of land which had very minimal economical impact in their lives. While the president had large tracts up to date, underutilized, just lying there. That is a good example of capitalism. A good example is what we were talking about here at the State House. A president serving a lavish house at the Hill, while the Kenyans in the slums are homeless, living under mabati houses. Some Kenyans are sleeping under the culverts, while the president is having such lavish house. That is a good play of capitalism. You get?
Yes.
So it is all for me at the expense of the rest. You derived my rights for yourself, economically, socially, and politically.
Yes.
I don't have that voice.
Right.
Leftism.
Yes.
We have two ideologies. You remember, I think, I'm pretty sure you'll remember the Cold War. Let me take it from Cold War. Because it well displayed in the country when we had the Oginga axis and the Kenyatta axis. When Oginga Odinga, the founding vice president of the country, and the founding president of the country, both of them were facing different different blocks economically. Kenyatta was facing capitalism. Oginga was facing the socialism. So socialism is the leftist and communism. The communism, socialism, these are the leftist ideologies and political view of the world. And then capitalism is this other side where we have the imperialist. So that is the left and the right. So Oginga Odinga was facing the left. Oginga Odinga was feeling like, why can't we have the land given to the people? That is socialism. That is the left ideas. Left ideas for the masses. We have the abundance. Everybody can have. Everybody can eat. Si lazima anilale njaa ndo ushibe. Tunaweza shiba sisi wote. Hiyo kidogo tunayo, we can debate among ourselves. If you have 100,000 here, let's have 50, I have 50. Not an having 80, I'm having 20. So that is capitalism and the leftism and the right. And then maybe just to put it on the Oginga and Kenyatta, how it was coming out very clear. Then Kenyatta was facing the SSR, or the former Soviet Union. Well, Kenyatta was facing the Britain and the British and US and their cronies. And Oginga was very clear. There's someone who was saying, why can't we have our country industrialized? Why can't we have the people of Kenya empowered? Why can't we distribute land to the masses of Kenyans? Why can't we have a country on a political sanity without the control of either of the blocks? At some point, I'll agree with Kwame again, Nkrumah, when he said that neither left or east, we move forward as Africa. And that's where the left comes in. There are those who are allied to the left. Today it's still there. We have the China, the other side. We have the Russia. And then we have the US, Britain, and their cronies this other side. So these were economical blocks. So these people were thinking differently on how to have the economy run, how to have the masses at the center of the economy. There are those who feel like here in Kenya we have been made to be consumers. We are not producers, and that's why you see when we started on the news on the airlines,
India Kenya,
the India Kenya. It was on what do we export? We export a lot. No, we import a lot and then export very little. So we consume a lot without producing more. And then again, lastly, before we go deeper into it, is on the socialism and now the capitalism part of it. You'll find that person who works harder in the field is paid less. And the person who consumes it, or the retailer in the supermarket, is paid more. Go check, maybe a good example, go check waru. In the market, or chips, the French fries.
Yes.
They are at the counter. And check the retail, not the retail, but what the farmer gets in the farm. What do we pay our waru farmers, our potato farmers, Irish potato farmers? And then compare with the chips that you buy, the few pieces that you buy at KFC. So the person who produces is paid less.
Yeah.
And this thing is being done deliberately. It's by design for us to remain there. And then there's another set of people who are paid highest for producing nothing, just for frying that chips. That French fry?
Yeah.
So these are the tough questions that we're asking ourselves. Where are the youths at the center of our economy?
Right.
And now, lastly, because you told me to explain that, we are trying to have this formation and structures deep into the students and the grassroots organizations. In any revolution, in any change, a good example is our country. For the repeal of Section 2A, that is the multipartyism, the students were the center of it. The students were the catalyst. The students are able to read and interpret.
Yes.
The students are able to influence their homelands, their homes, where they're coming back from.
Yes.
So we are building an organization that is deeply entrenches or deeply have roots and veins within the students in our universities, in our colleges, and even the immediate graduates who are jobless, and also with the grassroots organizations. And then we draw our inspiration from broad Marxist, Leninism, and Fanon analysis of the state, culture, class, and contradictions on how every society operates. We stand for truth, no matter who is for it.
Right.
If it is Sun who is wrong, I'll tell you, and you're a rogue journalist. If one is right, we'll applaud and tell you this is what you're doing.
Yes.
And think of it, we're telling you that we have some media houses which are biased on how maybe they are going to filter and have this information taken to the masses. And I think these are some of the tough questions that makes this movement. It's not a political party. This is a movement that is trying to bring brilliant, revolutionary, the youths in the political space, the youths in economical space, the youths in the corporate world together to chart a common front, in despite of your political affiliation.
Right.
I'm from ODM party. We have a guy who is in DAPK. You have a guy who is in UDA. You have a guy who is in KANU and all these other political parties. Besides our political parties affiliation, we have a common goal as a generation.
Right.
The generation that fought for multipartism did their best.
Yeah.
Then they did their part.
Yeah.
And then we have all assignments here. Before June 25th, such conventions were there. But the state never listened to them. Again, today you will see the state are still doing the same mistakes. The business forces to pay as they eat, and that big sum of amount put aside for the renovation and facelifting of the state house at the expense of these young people. There's no conversation around them. Nobody's talking about these people. And if they're coming to talk about these young people, they'll come to talk to you on the basis of giving you some little handout, which is unfortunate. They'll never talk to us on empowering these young people.
Yeah, and you bring up a very good point, when we are looking at issues of economic transformation and freedom, we cannot move past unemployment rates, very high in Kenya. We are looking at issues of underemployment, right? We have a very skilled young people, but when they get these jobs, they get paid close to none. And then, of course, with that, the loop becomes high taxation as well. And that's why even on the June 25th last year, young people were tired, and you said they were like, you know what, we are tired of this, we cannot continue living in this same cycle, it's dysfunctional. And then we have a country that seems to pretend to create opportunities. You mentioned about the, in the 60s we had the airlift where the people had to go outside, the likes of Akina Tomboya and the Kapenguria 6, get an education and come back so that they can be able to empower their nations. But the airlift that we are seeing of today is an export of young people, the backbone of production, really. It's young people being sent to the Middle East. And when we had young people being asked about do they want jobs in this Qatar and the UAE, they said no, we do not want jobs to be created for us outside. They understand that they need to come back home, stay home, create opportunities for them home so that they can build home. So when you look at all those missing points and when you look at those moving points here, what are we really telling our young people, and how do we create pathways to ensure that we create synergies so that we can empower, and not just as a cosmetic thing, but empower the people of this country while being in their own home country? Yeah.
It's unfortunate. And I don't know whether to put this, is it a failed state? Because for the first time in history, or in the current current historical pollen.
Do you some water?
What's with the state now? You don't want me to.
The state is choking you.
It's choking me.
Okay, we can take a quick break.
No, I'm good.
You're
now,
good? Uh-huh.
It is in the recent history, on the past, I think Kenya is standing in a very awkward situation. Like, which country will export their young people outside?
Seriously?
The government, when they're coming into power, this government of the day, they promised young people jobs in the country. You can't promise young people when our industrialization is failing, 90%.
Right.
Our companies are closing down. So, obvious, at the end of the day, there'll be no jobs. That is one, because you have failed on industrialization. You have failed on on creating opportunities at home. First, it's so unfortunate that we are exporting labor today. It's not far off from slavery that we had then. So it's like we're taking our brothers and sisters out of the country to run our economy.
Right.
I don't know, how do we call it? That money that they remit back.
The what? The money
that they remit back. The employees from the Middle East.
I forget it.
The money that they remit back.
Yeah.
That's enough. That money is not enough. Or that remit that they are bringing back to the country cannot run the economy. And first, let me now get deep into it.
Yes.
On the labor exports of the young people outside the country.
Yes.
First, our young generation. This is where we have the workforce. Who's going to work in our farms? Who's going to work in our mining sites? Who's going to bring new innovations into the country? Who's going to run our industrialization?
Yes.
Who's going to run into our farms, our agricultural sector? Who's going to be in the marketing force? Who's going to enable Kenya as a nation to have that populous population that we need as a nation? So first, our population is at threat. Young people are the people who reproduce. They don't marry when they are exported outside there. That is one. Once that is done, our market force is threatened.
Yeah.
So the market force is threatened, economy is threatened. Once they leave the country at the center of production, we can't be able to run economy with the older generation. These people are retiring, they're going back home. They're no longer innovative. Their manpower is derailing.
Yeah.
It is draining daily.
It's limited, yeah.
So they're limited. They're leaving, they're going back home. Our economy as a nation is at threat. And our young people, that innovativeness that they have, it will never be implemented here back at home when they are in the Middle East.
Yes.
It is unfortunate again that the labor capital in 62 years that we have been free, we have never been able to have a strategy, a structure to absorb our labor capital into the job market and into the market force of our product. We will never be able to have industrialization without proper labor force in it, and we'll never be able to have end product goods in the market without that big population of younger people at the center of it, where the people who buy, where the people want to buy again and again. So if you export, they're going to buy even the end product the little that we are producing here at home. And we export a lot. We export agricultural products. In as much that we're going to export, who is going to be at the center of our tea production, the coffee, the milk, who is going to be at the center of our sugarcane production here at home. So we are threatened as a nation, and this is a rallying call as well to our younger generation, our younger people, and state that these are some of retrogressive reactionary steps which are so unpopular, not only in the country but even globally. Which country exports apart from Kenya? We export our police force, we export our workforce, we export labor. What is the end game for the state after all this export that they are having? Instead of us exporting the fine product, we export our young generation. Instead of exporting our in fact, we even don't need to export the raw materials outside this country. That's one thing that we have been asking ourselves. Like the mining side that the mines and the natural resources that we export. Why must we export unfinished raw product? Because we are not creating job here back at home, and this make it untenable. Lastly, on the same, we have made a very critical sector in our economy. When we were in school, primary and secondary school, we were being told that agriculture is the backbone of our economy.
Yeah.
And I agree.
Yeah.
I've been raised on agricultural family. I've been raised and been bred by agricultural products back at home.
Okay.
So I know agriculture.
Yes.
I've studied agriculture as well.
Are you farmer? Are you a farmer?
Yeah, my brother is a farmer.
Not you yourself.
My brother is a farmer, and my uncle. So, on the agricultural product, on the agriculture, a very critical sector for our country and economy.
Yes.
And we were told this is the backbone of the Kenyan economy, and we agree because again it was done by design that Kenya, we are going to have a very large scale cash crop product that we are going to export to other countries to have the economy run.
Right.
Here at home, no, we know that we all use the residues on our tea while we give them the fine tea. So
That's
we are
right.
not even processing our tea back here at home, our coffee back here at home. We give them that raw material. So we have made our agriculture not to be a good, I don't know how I can put it, like for young people, to attract young people into it. First, the low pay. So we feel like, why must I go?
Yeah.
Because I see the struggle that they have been farming, and the life remains the same. The incentives are very low. The subsidy that they're being given is of very little impact on the end product or during the harvest. So they have never make agriculture attractive to the young people. Modernizing, that's the term I was searching.
Right.
They have refused to modernize
Yes.
agriculture, both rurally and even in urban settlements. So the young people in the country, we have arable lands that are state-owned and privatized. So
Right.
at the end of the day, even if they are here at home, they are
Yes.
jobless.
Yeah.
But we have resources that are underutilized and are not used. They have never been rendered to us. These are some of the tough questions.
Yeah.
Maybe another day you'll give me a chance to come. We'll discuss on the land issue
Yeah.
that we have been having as a nation.
And we will
this is
create
at the
time.
center
Yeah.
of this agricultural production. Agriculture runs our economy, runs our industries. It runs our companies. It runs our market force. So if it is not looked into, and land becomes the center of it.
That's true.
So
yeah, that's right. And when you were talking about land and issues around production, you've just seen that first of all, inflation. So there's a couple of things here. Yeah, that inflation has dropped from 6.63% in December of 2023 to 2.99 in December of 2024. Which that's definitely something that we have to talk about because it is not translating into the people's pockets, and especially young people. There's a youth pocket, so we will talk about that. Then we just saw that India and Kenya have gotten into bilateral trade agreement again, and so is it a matter of the same script, different cast members? Exactly. But might you think that this is a new frontier, or no, we are just going to keep putting our young people on the plate, on the altar of bilateral trade agreements that sort of seemingly never really end up anywhere? And it's like our young people are our guinea pigs. Yeah, they are our litmus tests. And there's something here that I would like to hear your opinions about, that when it comes to the factors of production, why don't we ever see young people taking ownership of these factors of production? It's land, it's the capital, for example. Yet when it comes to them being the producers, they are the ones. This economy is built on the economy of young people. I mean, on the sacrifices and it's built on the muscles of young people. So I have said many things, but you can respond to whichever you want to respond to first.
On India bilateral
Back with another ba bum ba bum bum. Back with another ba bum ba bum bum. Back with another one ba bum ba bum bum. Let's get it ba bum ba bum bum. Gotta be a lane to chasing a Mary Jane, chasing a Mary Jane, to chasing a Mary Jane. Gotta be a Jane 'cause I really like the way, I really like the way your music is insane. Gotta be a lane to chasing a Mary Jane, chasing a Mary Jane, to chasing a Mary Jane. Gotta be a lane 'cause I really like the way, I really like the way your music is insane. Joe, how do you think, Joe? What can you push about this girl I know, about this girl called Mary Jane, about the way she used to kill them with the show, kill them with the kill them pretty girl. Then she got that shaku, got that katika. Every night and day, up before 20 p.m. Everybody say, gotta be a lane to chasing a Mary Jane, chasing a Mary Jane, to chasing a Mary Jane. Gotta be a Jane 'cause I really like the way, I really like the way your music is insane. Gotta be a lane to chasing a Mary Jane, chasing a Mary Jane, to chasing a Mary Jane. Gotta be a Jane 'cause I really like the way, I really like the way your music is insane. Gotta be a lane to chasing a Mary Jane, to chasing a Mary Jane, to chasing a Mary Jane. Gotta be a Jane 'cause I really like it, man. I really, 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 really like it. Yeah, man, I really like to dance, really like to move my body like that. Really like to dance, really like to move my body like that. Okay, najua unapendanga energy drink, lakini ukitaka mali safi and the chain. Kuna manziana everything you need. Gotta break your back, gotta break your back, gotta break your back until everything don't be leveling. Girl so sweet, they be jealousy. Everything about you is so highly. I know you know, they know you got nice energy. I keep songa. Every time so exciting. Now what lie, you mesmerizing. Nice energy. I keep songa. That is why Mary Jane makes you feel some type of way. Gotta be a lane to chasing a Mary Jane, chasing a Mary Jane, to chasing a Mary. To chasing a Brandon, Jerry, to chasing a Kendra, to chasing a Abby, to chasing a Erika, to chasing a Lynn, to chasing a Tracy, to chasing a Dodo. Now Warembo, Warembo, from sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Alrighty, that is a Mary Jane. And I know not the kind of Mary Jane that you guys are thinking about, but of course it's Brandy Maina. I don't expect any other thing from her. Before I get sued, I love Brandy. I'm not in the mood for lawsuits. It's too early on in the year. Anyway, just kidding. That is Mary Jane by Brandy, and it's playing right here on Power Radio. This is a Power Morning Drive Show. I'm your host. My name is Wanyoike, and I am here with my guest, Mr. Jared Oyie, who is the Secretary General of the Front for Economic Freedom. Right. I can see we only have 4 minutes left for our program. So this is a good time for you to let us know what exactly FEF has been doing in terms of advocacy, policy, influencing as well, in creating the solutions for youth economic freedom as well, to the lawmakers and the people that matter in this conversation.
Thank you. First, we have been in the forefront for the past few months that we've been around, and our rallying call to all the youth constituency and the student community is to occupy where? Occupy the political parties. That is one. We need to have the young people at the center of the policy implementation and formulations. And we can't implement and formulate outside the leadership structures, both in our political parties and even in the state, the government, the parliament, and so on. So that's our first rallying call. How are we going to do this? We have been trying to not radicalize, but to raise consciousness of our young people, our young generation, to step up into the political space and have this conversation. Politics is going to influence our economy, and our economy will twist our political conversation.
Right.
So young people, we are not trying, but we are in the forefront, giving them a rallying call, telling them what they need to do. And these are some of the gray areas that we touch on. The student community, we are supporting and reaching the institutions. Today we know the multimedia university, they are on high-end rallies, campaigning for the new student leadership. So this leadership, we support them. Then we also identify young people are vibrant, what capable, even beyond. Another good university we have took, they are planning to have their elections, I think very soon. They have already started campaigning. We have UN. We have seen Zainab and other communities there, campaigning day and night. So all these communities as well, we have been asking ourselves that after campus, what next? We have very good, vibrant student leaders.
Yes.
And I was telling you that students have always been at the center of any change, be it revolution, be it reform that we need as a country. So that's one of the gray area that we are so much getting into, and even the use of the country. We're also raising their consciousness, telling them that you people have the power, you have the mandate, you have the number. You are 70%, 70% of our population. So with all that population, we can do or have any change or influence. Lastly, on what we're also doing as FEF, we are also been enabling young people to have the platform to air out their thoughts. The most recent one we had at the Parliament mini chamber, where we hosted over 100 youths when we were commemorating the Martin Luther King Jr. Legacy. They are on nonviolence, reforms and evolution. And young people were there, they were getting opportunity to familiarize themselves with the parliament. So they are getting inducted. They're feeling that we belong here. This is our space, this is our state, these are our state, not state house, but our state apparatus that we the people of Kenya need to own and be proud to be part of. And then lastly, what is so dear to us is on industrialization, agriculture, food security, and job opportunities within locally, organically.
Right.
Yes.
Parting shot as we conclude. What would your message be for both young people of this country, the people that are mandated to ensure that they put in place, systems that work for young people, and any other thing that you would like to say?
My parting shot to our young people, our young generation. I'm from Orange Democratic Movement Party, ODM Youth League, and this is a political party. There are other people also in different political parties. What we are having is a movement really to raise consciousness of our young people. Then what next? No, this movement is not a political party. We may not capture power. Are we going to capture power? We must be in these political parties. I'm calling young people, I'm calling our generation again still to try very hard, identify themselves with the Orange Party. That is one. Second is young people to step up into both economical and political space without fear of anything. They have the power, they have the numbers, they can dictate on the next course of our country, on the next phase of our country, or the next step that the country will take. Lastly, young people, we are calling them as well to register as voters once the IBC is constituted in place. And once they register as voters, so those who may be planning to vie in 2027, 2032, as well to start mobilizing for young people both in the formal, informal, and institutions to register as voters. Let us take it as our civic duty and our personal decision that I must vote, I must be a voter, and above everything, they must be members of a political party. And the best political party, the progressive, pro-people, that has always been there, is the Orange Democratic Movement, ODM. Thank you.
Of course you would say that it's the one.
Yes, I only know one political party.
You only know one political party?
All these other parties,
wow.
Where have they been?
Yes.
And by the way, as we are winding up, I know you want to cut me short. As we're winding up, all these other political parties, can you give me a reason why they were formed? Odema can explain how it was from and where it came from. This is a party. No leo tusema tusiseme siasa. Nimejaribu sana.
Tusiseme siasa.
But niseme tu imoja.
We are done. We don't have time for that. Thank you so much, Mr. Jared Oyie. It is always a pleasure having you, and we hope to see your amazing face and your brilliant mind this year more. Sindio? So usitutupe jamani. All right, there you have it, folks. Thank you so much for everybody who was able to
whatever them say now it don't matter. Jealousy tryna blow us steam. See them eyes them green cause they envy we. Give them a show, Vina Mukongo. Wachokoze, kulia kushoto. Joeni queen unachafua sinu. Kidansu na wachanganya. Let's take it slow, turinga kitoko. Tusiogope choma photo. Oh no, oh no. Hadi washikwe na follow. Because of you. Nivulie, sindiria, ninywe maziwa, ndio niweze kutulia. Jumambo yetu, kuna wengi wanafuatilia. But don't let it get to your head, moto yao tutazima. Baby, you make a man scatter. Utanifanya nikulambe mapaja, pole pole juu nikipanda. Hadi kukuwe na mvua rasha rasha. It's so fresh on the beat and you know it's a hit again.
African butter.